Triz is perhaps my favorite liberating structure. I love it because it incorporates lateral thinking. The idea is that we're going to try to think about the opposite of what we want to then help trick our brains into thinking about things that we maybe aren't willing to typically think about, or, the elephant in the room or whatnot. The way it works is, first we're going to identify a desired state or outcome or thing that we're trying to do. So let's say that in this case, we want to make meetings more comfortable. We want to have people be more engaged in meetings. And so that's our big prompt. So then on the first step, we think, what are ways that we can ensure the worst possible outcome? So if we're trying to strive for better meetings, more engagement in meetings, how do we ensure that that never happens? What things can we actively do to make sure that we derail that purpose perfectly? We create the worst outcome possible. And so everyone thinks about stuff. Typically, it will involve a lot of laughter, especially if you have people think quietly by themselves and then get in pairs and talk about it. They start coming up with really wild ideas. If we want to make the meetings really horrible, let's turn up the temperature so everyone's sweating. Let's just make sure there's never any windows in this room. Let's make it smell really, really bad. Let's never clean up anything. These ideas start coming, and it's bad idea on top of bad idea, and then people start laughing, and then that frees them up to then think about even more outlandish things. The next step is to think about, let's look at this list we captured and say, what on this list resembles anything that we do today? So guess what? Our conference rooms don't have windows. Gosh, that's probably not helping us, right? And now it showed up on our list when we were being ridiculous about how can we destroy this purpose. And then finally, the last step is to think about, what are we gonna go stop do? It's so easy for us to think about things we wanna do, things that we might go create these new processes or take these new actions, but let's face it, we don't have time to start doing extra new things, right? And when we create space, when we create a void in our calendar or our day, innovation rushes in. It's not that we don't have innovative thoughts. It's often we don't have time to do these innovative things. We don't have the freedom to think about these things. And so if we concentrate on that list of things that are really crippling our purpose, what can we just remove? What are the TPS reports that are just a waste of time? Let's just get rid of those things and not do them anymore.
Great additional layer that you can add to this is some reflection at the end, so the team can make some further meaning of what they just experienced and then further drill down on how that compares to how people would normally work together, as an opportunity for people to more fully build meaning and build capacity and practice around that lateral thinking. So a great way for them to ultimately recognize how they got there and how they might work in these ways differently moving forward.